All right, well, I'm just going to turn this video camera on. I'm going to do fresh water right now on our Coygar. So I've got the camera set on a tripod thing. I'm just going to give it a try, just see what happens out when I film this out here. Won't be able to see everything I'm doing because I'm going to have to be moving around. First of all, I'm going to go get my hoses, and so I have special hoses that are just for drinking water compatible. I only use them for about a year. After a year, I've been replacing them. So I've been living in our RV now for almost 3 years. So I replace these about every year and get new ones. I like the ones I have right now. They roll up real tight and small and thin. I can keep them inside through the winter time. I never had to use heated hoses because I'm able to wrap them up and put them inside the basement of our trailer and keep them warm. That's been good. I usually fill up the RV 2 to 3 times a week, every day or 3 days. Every 2 to 3 days is what I do. And so I fill it up with fresh water. I use just the hose, the drinking water compatible hose for filling up the fresh water, because that's what we take our showers with. We cook with it. I think Anita uses it for cook, wash her dishes, brush her teeth with it, that kind of thing. It comes right, it's city water, it comes right out of the tap, and it's city water, so it's clean and chlorinated, all that kind of thing. But then for drinking water, we use these bottles like this. I bought them a couple of years ago. We actually, the first place that we lived at, the water was so bad, it had so much material in it that we didn't feel comfortable even drinking it filtered. It kind of looked red colored even after it went through filter. So I actually bought a distiller, and I would run it through a distiller and then collect it into this. I could make about a half a gallon of fresh water at a time, distilled water, and I'd fill them up. I have 2 of these, and I just try to keep them. I had that distiller going all of the time, water distiller going all of the time, so that I could keep these full as much water as we're drinking. It'd take about, I think it was, if I remember right, 3 or 4 hours per half gallon of water for it to boil out for it. And but now what I do is I just use our tap water here in town, but I run it through a filter. I've got a filter that I hook up. So I'll start out with doing that. I'll fill up my water. I only have to fill up one of them today. The other one's still about 3/4 full. So I only have to fill up one of these, and then I'll put water into the Coygar. It'll probably take 40 gallons, maybe 50, to fill it up. So here's the filter. And then I just got a little nozzle that I can use for put in there to fill up inside of my freshwater tank. I just use these. Now, until here, this place, we're on city water. First time I've ever been on city water. So until we're here, we used a system of 2 other filters, a charcoal filter and another sediment filter, and this. But because we're on the city water, I just use this now to fill up our freshwater tank. These are the 2 hoses I'm talking about using now that I like. They're fit hoses. See how they collapse down and roll up just really tight. I have 2 of them. They're 25 foot each. Takes 50 foot to get to where my drinking water or where my freshwater tank is. I also have caps that I put on the ends of them. I've been doing that from the very start because we don't have them here very bad, at least not that I've noticed. But when we lived on the other side of the mountains, we had lots and lots of earwigs, and I just didn't want to have earwigs inside my water. All right, so that's what we've got going. Hook up this filter first of all to fill up my freshwater bottle. I don't know if I'll be able to show it to you where you can see that or not. Always just let the water run for a minute. Get the charcoal out to the filter, let it kind of rinse out. When the filters are brand new, the first 2 minutes the water is very near black. It's not like that anymore, but I'll let it run like this for a couple of gallons out so that I can make sure that there's no sediment in there. Not everybody would be able to hold 3 gallons of water just in one hand to fill up like I do, but I'm able to do that pretty well. Right now, the city water has just a little bit of color to it, too, a little sediment color, and it's because of the spring runoff kind of catching it up and catching in there. And I noticed even when I filled up with the filter just now, it might be my imagination, but I don't think so. I think I can actually see some of that color and that sediment even in the post-filtered water. Got a little bit of a breeze blowing, so my tripod's not wanting to remain standing all the time. So I'm gonna go set this in a spot that'll be a little more out of the breeze, but you won't see me for just a minute more until I get it all set up here. This is over close to where that's where the water. All right, I'm back. Got the water now. The hose is full. Turned on. I got it all hooked together. Set up. Got my nozzle on there. It's got the off-on valve right here. Turn this up. Put this in, it seems to kind of want to back out quite fast, so I turn it on kind of slow for a minute. Let it run slow just a little bit before I turn it on all the way. You can still see a little bit of the water coming out there, and then I just let that go. I'm just going to let that run for a period of time. See how that goes. It didn't take it very long. Like I said, it'll take probably it depends upon the day and how much water we've used. Anything from 25 to 50 gallons. The freshwater tank on the Coygar 316 RLS, 316 RLS, the freshwater capacity is 81 gallons, I think it is. It might be 82, but never do get it that low. I always want to make sure, because we take showers, and I usually take my shower first thing when I get up in the morning, and my wife takes hers a little bit later. So we're both up, and I take mine before I do my daily visit with God, spend time with the Lord. She gets up, drinks a cup of coffee, spends some time with the Lord before her shower. I take my shower before we exercise. She takes her shower after we exercise. So because of that, I want to make sure that I would hate it if my wife ran out of the water in the middle of a shower. That just wouldn't be any good at all for a husband to let that happen. So I try to make sure that that's not going to take place. If after 2 days, what happens, I got a little bit of an air valve that has to blow out the water out of that air vent. And it doesn't really mean much because it's going to take a while for it to fill up even after that. So it takes 25 to 30 gallons. I usually like to make sure that I keep it filled up about every 2 to 3 days, and just depending upon how much water we've used for other things will depend. And sometimes it's 3 days, not very often that I'll wait 3 days in between. So I guess I did this time because today is Tuesday. The last time I filled up was on Saturday. So I wanted to make sure for sure I didn't run out of water on Sunday. And then when I got up yesterday morning, I saw that there was going to be plenty of water. There's a water gauge that is only semi-accurate, but I could tell from it that there was going to be enough water for all of yesterday. This morning, what I did is after my shower, I looked to see how much water was left. I could see there was going to be enough water for my wife's shower. But I knew that I would need to fill up this afternoon. So that's what we're doing at this point, taking care of the water. 25 gallons right now. I can usually tell by the sound if we're getting close to filling up. Most of the time, I let it fill all the way up, even to where some water's coming out of the valve. It tells me right here, potable water only, sanitized, flush the owner's manual for instructions. Failure to maintain tank can result in death or injury. Oh, somewhere, it doesn't say right here. Somewhere it says, if you fill the tank up too full, it can void your warranty. But I have a warranty on it anyway now. but that makes me think that, okay, you might, if you fill it up too full, you might have water leak into the underbelly, and I don't want that to happen either. Yeah, I can usually hear the sound when that water starts to fill up into the hose. You can kind of tell the tank is starting to fill up pretty full. And usually once I can hear that sound, usually I can turn it off if I want to, but sometimes I'll say, I think I should get another 5 gallons, or I think I should get another 2 gallons or something. So right now I'm at 35.8, so I think I can get 40 in it for sure. And then depending upon what I'm hearing for a sound, I might think I can do better, more than that. Might be able to do 45. I have these AirPod Pro 2s in, using right now as hearing aids, which means I can hear very well, but it doesn't sound the same as I usually hear without them, so I don't know if I'll recognize the same noises. I'm hearing birds that I've never heard before, some kind of bird I've never ever heard before, off into the bushes. 45 right now. And I'm probably not going to get 50. Oh yeah, I'll do 50. So you call that good? Let's see if water comes out. Nope, it held 50 without any trouble, and no water splashing out there. Wintertime, I'd always take a rag and wipe all this off and get it dried before I put it away, because didn't all that freezing. I didn't want all that to freeze even around the edges, especially didn't want it to freeze shut on me. All right, I'll be back in a minute. Wind's still blowing too hard for me to bring you out front and all that, so I'll be back in a minute when I'm ready to put all these things away. Well, I wish I'd have had a timestamp on that so that I could have shown you, I would have fast forwarded and showed you how long it takes for me to roll up the hoses and put them away. It's less than 2 minutes, I'm sure, to be able to do all of that, get it taken care of. It was a little more of a challenge when it was snowy, it was okay. When there was a lot of, like, 15 inches of snow on the ground, because the snow's clean, and so that was okay. During the muddy season, it was real challenging to keep those hoses clean and mud-free and stuff while I was rolling them up. This time of year, it's not hard to do at all. I could put them on a carpet, that indoor-outdoor carpet that I have, and set it up that way. But anyway, so there we go. I've got the outdoor chores done.